Stabbed in prison, and they claim they have new evidence in his case that could set him free. You're watching Eyewitness News at 11:30. We're live on ABC 7. I'm Philip Palmer.
And I'm Colleen Sullivan. Rapper Tory Lanez recovering after being stabbed 14 times in prison. Today, his legal team provided an update on his condition, but they also talked about what they say is new evidence in the case that landed him behind bars.
Eyewitness News reporter Rob Hayes is live in the newsroom and has details. Rob.
Yeah, stabbed on Monday. Today, Tory Lanez is in fair condition. His legal team taking advantage of the media's interest in the attack to make a new case for his release, saying a new witness has stepped up who can clear Lanez in that shooting case. Now, Lanez is currently serving a 10-year prison sentence in Tehachapi after shooting Megan Thee Stallion back in the feet back in 2020. Now, Lanez was jumped on Monday. His representatives say he was stabbed 14 times, causing both his lungs to collapse, though he is now breathing on his own. Prison officials say his attacker was Santino Casio, a man serving a life sentence for murder. There's a history of prison time violence. The motive for the attack is unknown. Today, the legal team for the Canadian rapper held a news conference in downtown LA saying Lanez was railroaded by then DA George Gascon, who had just survived a recall election. And they say a bodyguard for Megan Thee Stallion has come forward saying he heard her say that she fired the weapon, not Lanez.
Mr. James informed Unite the People that he was a witness to the conversation Ms. Harris had, where she stated she had the gun, she fired it 3 times, Mr. Peterson grabbed her arm and knocked it down, and the gun fired 2 more times. In essence, Mr. Peterson never shot anybody, never even touched that gun.
Now, Lanez and his legal team are asking Governor Gavin Newsom to take a look at this new information and issue a full pardon. Meanwhile, Megan Thee Stallion sought and was granted a restraining order against Lanez, saying he's been harassing her by paying bloggers to spread misinformation about her.
Many issues in this case, and I was shocked by the lack of interest from the media to ask very simple questions. There were multiple people with gunshot residue on their hands that night. Why didn't all individuals have the residue tested, their DNA tested on the weapon? That's a legitimate question. According to the prosecution, Tory was excluded from the clip of the gun, and according to Tory's defense team, they said DNA analysis showed that there was a 0.01% chance that Tory touched the actual gun itself. Another piece that stood out to me, the call that the prosecution alleged Tory made confessing to a crime. I listened to that call. I'm sure many of you have as well. I didn't hear a confession. But what really shocked me about it is if my best friend was shot maliciously by someone just 2 to 3 hours before, I wouldn't have answered the call, or if I did, I wouldn't calmly have a conversation with the individual of it. And certainly I would ask, why did you shoot my friend? And more importantly, I would never have given you my current location out of fear of you finishing the job. That was something that stood out to me. I also, in my op-ed, discussed Kelsey Harris pleading the Fifth Amendment. She wasn't accused of anything by Megan Pete or the police, and to my knowledge, she wasn't under any investigation. So why plead the Fifth? What also shocked me is the prosecution gave her immunity. For what? What did she do? Is there an allegation of her doing something?
You know what? That is a good point. Basically, after the alleged, shooting, Tory Lanez called her. And basically, he was like, where you at? And she told him what hospital she was at. She said she was waiting outside for Meg. And basically, what he is saying, like, why did she get immunity? Why did she plead the Fifth? This is the stuff that's about to come up. And you know what? I had to go back to an old article, news story, and this is what I found.
His friend Kelsey Harris took the stand again today to finish her testimony. Yesterday, she appeared to have almost no memory of what happened that late July night in 2020. And today, she said the same thing again. She does have immunity in this case, and that was brought up a lot today by both the prosecutors and the defense, and both frustrated by the fact that she is often sticking to the phrase, quote, I honestly do not remember, when asked to recall any of the details from that night. But Harris did say she felt a lot of pressure, saying multiple times, I did not shoot Meg. We saw a few other witnesses today, a surgeon who operated on Megan's foot after the shooting, saying they removed bullet fragments from both of Megan's feet. Those x-rays of her feet shown in court today. And a criminalist from LAPD who analyzed some of the evidence in this case took the stand, confirming gunshot residue was found on both Tory Lanez and Kelsey Harris. Harris says she has not seen Megan since the night of the shooting and has only talked to her on the phone once, despite the fact that they were once as close as sisters.
2 years in prison without incident. Tory was stabbed 14 times just days after a major national news outlet reached out to Megan Pete's team, Kelsey Harris, and former DA George Gascon about a story on new evidence in this case. You don't have to believe in conspiracies to see the pattern. When evidence was about to come to light, Tory was nearly killed.
And think about this. Why did Kelsey have residue on her hands? I mean, seriously, why did you plead the fifth and why do you have immunity? I mean, it is kind of wild. It is a different story. Whatever, is the truth gonna come out. And why did that lifer, because the person who stabbed him was doing life, is doing life. Why do they even put lifers in the same prison with somebody that's only doing 5 to 10 years? I never could understand that. But at the same time, where's the beef? Where's the beef? In the way that this man was stabbed, it sounds like a hit to me. I'm sorry, it does. It sounds like a hit to me. Something ain't adding up. I don't know what ain't adding up. I do believe that, they did pull a bullet out of her foot. But the story is a little off. What do y'all think? Do you think from listening to all this evidence, do you think that he didn't do it? Do you think he did do it? Do you think it's an open and shut case? Do you think they didn't hear the evidence? Baby, this is getting super wild and crazy. And I tell you what, whatever's supposed to happen, it's going to happen. But I tell you what, this ain't the first. This won't be the last. Now we're about to get into Haley and DDG over this child, this little boy that they didn't have together. I'm sorry. I've seen a lot of video of this girl, and I promise you this is looking more like I am seeing a lot of things. Take a look at this, and then we'll talk.
Relationship, I think I have anxious attachment style. Everybody knows I'm an Aries. I'm a fire sign. I get very passionate. I seem nice online and innocent and everything, but you guys do not know. I will go to battle with my yelling, with my words, everything. I'm good at that, right? And if I gotta yell or check anyone, that's what I gotta do. That's just the way I be. Clap back or sit back. I always have to choose clap back. I'm sorry. I'm a very kind person. But if somebody pokes at me or the people that I love, it's over for you. I'm an Aries. Sorry. Never have I ever started drama with my boyfriend for no reason.
Put it down.
I'm territorial. I'm a jealous girlfriend. I'm a territorial girlfriend. Where you go, who are you with? That's me. I am nosy, number one. And number two, I like drama. I just don't like drama in my life, but I love watching it in other people's. So, I love my baby so much. I need him with me in order to function, in order to be able to do the scenes and everything. So, he's been out here with me majority of the time. But this week, and I go home on the weekends. But this week, I had a lighter week, and I'm going home tomorrow. So I got here last night, and I'm going home tomorrow. So I was like, let me try to test myself and see if I can be without him for a day and leave him, let him and his daddy have daddy and son time. And you guys, I miss him so much. But everybody knows Mila's the best daddy to him, but I miss him so much. Yesterday on the plane, I was crying, and I went to, the little airport stores. I bought a teddy bear, and I was like clutching it to my chest. I bought a Build-A-Bear and a blanket, and I was clutching it to my chest, literally on the plane last night, crying to not feel like miserable without him. I love him so much, guys. I don't know how this is possible. Anyway.
Okay, first of all, she seems a little bit thrown off. And another thing is, if you miss him, you're talking about you need him every day, you gotta see him, is you gonna go crazy, you need him to even do your movies. How do you think his father feels if he can't see the child? Now, everybody was saying, of course, she got the restraining order against him, but I will say this, and I've seen it with my own eyes. I've seen women get restraining orders against men when it comes to custody. And I tell you what, allegedly there has been reports of her fighting him. And everybody has seen women fight a man before, so don't act like this is something new. It's just that a lot of men, y'all don't go downtown. Y'all better start going downtown, these ladies, when they put their hands on you. Now, if it comes out that he is putting his hands on her, it will come out. But until the end, we gotta stay a little neutral. But I will say, all the feistiness and all this, she talking about she gonna clap back and she don't sit back and she a Aries and it ain't looking good for her. That's all I got to say. In the court of law, it's sad, but they side with the moms a lot, even with a lot of evidence. So we will see. Of course, they were talking about he used to go with Ruby Rose, and they were saying how he used to, you know, pounce on her. I ain't found no evidence of that yet. So we will be waiting to see. But I will say this is a sad case, and this is why you got to watch who you got children with. Because this man and this woman got to go through this for 20 years plus, at least. And I think that, his brother was on here. He was on here crying. He felt something for his brother. And if she is denying him the right to see his child, I mean, this is that situation all over. This is why whoever you pick to have your kids with, it matters. It matters. That's all I can say. It matters because this is what you're going to deal with. And I will say a lot of people, there's a lot of women, they be like, my baby, my baby. Like, no, that is a pity baby. He shares the joy of seeing that child just like you. Why can't we understand that?
Now she's saying that DDG did this to her back in March.
Now look at this though. Remember when she came out and said that her tooth was cracked or he beat her up and this is what happened? Take a listen to this.
Yet she posted this video January 22nd, 2025.
I've always been a little scared of the dentist, but I'm going for my regular cleaning and also because I chipped my tooth and I'm just a little nervous.
Now I'm blowing these two photos up for you guys. The one on the left is the video of her back in January, and the one on the right is back in March. Is the TMZ photo that is posted on their website of the DV claimed to happen back in March. These are eerily similar, if not the same damn incident. But let's say that it wasn't. Perhaps due to dental work in the past, she had something loose over here and it came loose back in March. And then she just snapped another photo. I'd also like to point out that typically chipped teeth that come from DV, generally there's something else on the face. Like there's usually bruising, cuts, something else as a supplement as to how the chip occurred in the first place. If it wasn't just you biting on something hard like a fork or something like that, then there's usually something else on the face.
And that is very true. And receipts don't lie. It looks like the same chip to me. What about y'all? It looks like the same chip to me. I will say this, and this is why you always can't just go so far and say, this is exactly what happened, because we don't know. We don't know. We only know what each one of them said. And until then, we don't know. So, and a lot of his people are saying that she put hands on him. So we will see. Of course, there are pictures. I'm not going to show them of her arm, I think. And then she showed the chipped tooth. Looked like it'd been there all year though. I don't know. You see what I'm saying though? You just can't just go with just anything. And this is why we got to talk to people when they are getting together and having kids with each other. I'm sorry. This is people be scared of marriage. You ought to be scared of having kids with somebody. You leave your seed with people like this. And this ain't good. Now, so get into this Diddy and this Cassie. Cassidy. Let's talk about it. Baby, this case is sick. It's diabolical. I don't care what side you on. I don't care if you believe that she should have left. She should have got up out of there. Which I don't really realize is that this woman did try to leave a couple times. I mean, you got to think. This is a millionaire. Supposedly billionaire. And every time she tried to leave, he came and got her. Remember with Kid Cudi's car? Allegedly, he blew that car up. He's also getting charged with arson too. This case is it's tragic. I don't care how much money he gave her. It'll never be enough therapy. It's never going to be enough money for her or her husband for him to have to sit through that trial. Everything that happened between them is just demonic. I don't know what stuff she said, from having to drink urine and the men getting done and her putting it on his chest. I mean, it's sick. You're not going to talk to me and try to tell me this is normal behavior. I'm sorry. I don't care how much money he got. I don't care if she participated or not. It is all sick. When people are saying she could have bounced whatever, let me tell you something. I believe that he got rid of Kim. I believe he's about to get rid of I'll Be Sure. I believe that he blew that car up. That was her little boyfriend, Kid Cudi. Now, do I believe that when she got with him, she seen stars? Yeah, probably. But at the same time, do you honestly think she could have really just bounced away from him? with all of his background, his tracking, his past, people come up missing. I'm still a little on the fence with him and Biggie. Real talk. I'm still wondering about that situation. They said he was getting out his contract. Oh, baby, this is deep. This is wild. You know what? Let's talk about it. Let's have a conversation. Let me know what you think about all of these stories. And you know, I will answer back every comment. Until then, next time, guys, be safe, be good, and you know your girl will be back.